two elite strikers from completely different backgrounds. On one side, you have Alex Pereira, arguably the most terrifying knockout artist in the UFC today. On the other side, you got Cyril Gane, the most technical and mobile heavyweight striker in the entire division. This fight is basically power versus movement, kickboxing destruction versus heavyweight finesse. So let's break it down. Alex Pereira is one of the most dangerous strikers in the sport. Okay? Obviously, if you watch the UFC, you know this. Even if you don't, you might know this. So before joining the UFC, he was a two-time Division Glory kickboxing champion, and he famously holds multiple wins over Ciryl Adesanya in kickboxing. In MMA, Pereira became a champion in two different weight classes, which is obviously extremely rare, and this makes it very interesting because Alex Pereira is going to be the first fighter to actually attempt to become a champion in three different weight classes. Very impressive. If Pereira beats Gane, bruh, that'll be some crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. But yeah, I digress. So what makes Pereira dangerous, you might ask, but it's obvious: his nuclear knockout power. Pereira might have the scariest left hook in MMA history. When the punch lands clean, the fight is usually over. He has knocked out elite fighters like Ciryl Adesanya, Jamahal Hill, Yuri Prochazka, and he doesn't just knock people out, he shuts the light off. I mean, the way these fighters look when they get knocked out is freaking scary, man. Now, a lot of people forget, yes, Pereira is a knockout artist, he's scary, all that stuff, but bruh, he has elite kickboxing IQ. Pereira fights very calm and patient. He doesn't rush, all right? He stalks opponents, cuts up the cage, waits for the perfect moment to land a devastating counter. And he does this every time. I've literally never seen Pereira look like, oh man, he's rushing to get that knockout. He's always precise. It's like he's planning everything and he's like 2 steps ahead. That's where the kickboxing IQ comes in. And then the devastating leg kicks, of course. After his most dangerous power, his left hook, lethal, then comes in the leg kicks. That comes in second place and it's close. One of Pereira's most underrated weapons is his low kick. It destroys opponents' legs and slowly breaks them down over time. And the thing about Pereira is, as long as you're standing, because a lot of fighters, they start with the leg kicks and then eventually they stop. It's like they try to stop the mobility and then eventually they stop. Pereira doesn't stop. As long as you're still standing, he's going to keep landing those leg kicks. But let's look at Pereira's his 5 recent wins. Knocked out Yuri Prochazka, knocked out Jamahal Hill, knocked out Yuri Prochazka again. Jan Blachowicz had a decision win, knocked out Adesanya, of course. Khalil Roundtree. Impressive, right? Magomed Ankalaev twice. Of course, Pereira, is fair to say he's been favored with facing strikers most of his career. The only well-rounded fighter he's faced is Magomed Ankalaev. But he knocked him out in the second fight, even though Ankalaev's ribs were broken and that's been confirmed, so that does matter. But still, Cyril Gane is another striker, okay? And we're gonna get into Cyril Gane's fight style because there are some things here that people might forget. So when we look at Gane, one of the most unique heavyweights the UFC has ever seen. Most heavyweights rely on raw power. Gane fights like a middleweight trapped in a heavyweight body. He's incredibly fast, man. So fast. I mean, it's very fascinating. And a lot of people, they might be fast, they might be technical, they might be fluid. One of it, Cyril Gane is all three. He's fast, he's technical, he's fluid. And then you combine that with his elite footwork, Gane might have the best movement in the heavyweight division. He glides around the octagon, constantly changing angles and making opponents miss. That's what he does throughout his fights. And that's extremely rare, again, for someone his size. Combine that with his technical striking. Man, Gane comes from a Muay Thai background, and his striking is very clean and technical. He's always mixing the front kicks with the body kicks, and he's always mixing his jabs with long combinations. And he's just constant with the pressure. So just imagine, right? He's always with the pressure, always moving forward, always technical with the front kicks, body kicks, jabs, combinations. And then you put that with his defense. Cyril Gane is extremely difficult to hit clean. It's so hard, bro. He's so elusive when it comes to his defense. And we're gonna get into his the fighters he just faced recently, because that would show you something. But Gane has a huge advantage in this matchup, man. The size. Like I said, of course, Pereira is big. Pereira middleweight, then light heavyweight. Now he's moving to heavyweight. There's no way that Gane and Pereira are gonna be the same size. That's just not happening. That's crazy to me. Pereira I might be wrong, right? Biology wasn't my best class back in high school or college, right? So I might be wrong, but there's no way Pereira would look like a real heavyweight in front of Gane. I think Gane will have the size advantage in this. He's a natural heavyweight. He will most likely be like 30 or 20 pounds heavier. Height advantage as well. He's taller, and his reach is higher as well. So the size difference could be a major factor. Now, when you look at Gane's past fights, Sergey Spivak, TKO win, John Jones, lost to John Jones, Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, Volkov, Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou. So this tells an important story, right? Gane dominates most heavyweights on the feet, but he struggled against elite grapplers. But that's not going to be a problem against Pereira. In fact, Cyril Gane actually does have grappling. Now, it might be a little bit trash compared to the elites, but it's way better than anything Alex Pereira has. I don't even know if Alex Pereira will be able to defend Gane's takedowns. He did a good job against Ankalaev, so he might be able to do so against Gane. But again, that size advantage is going to come into play, man. And Gane, like I said, he's so elusive, man. It's so hard to hit this guy. All right? He fought Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou didn't knock him out. The scariest knockout guy in the UFC has ever seen. Couldn't knock him out. Volkov couldn't knock him out. Spivak couldn't knock him out. Tai Tuivasa couldn't knock him out. Now, are all these guys more technical than Pereira? Yeah, sure, but still, Gane his defense is so sound, man. But anyways, so both fighters are elite strikers, but their approaches are completely different. Pereira, devastating power, counter striker, low kicks, precision. Gane has the movement, volume, speed, distance management. So Gane will likely try to stay on the outside and outpoint Pereira. That's what he always does. While Pereira will try to cut off the cage and land the knockout shot. Pretty much power versus speed. So this might be the biggest question in this fight. Gane is faster, more mobile, but Pereira hits much harder. One clean Pereira punch could end the fight instantly. Now, when it comes to distance control, for Gane to win, he must control the distance perfectly. If Pereira gets into boxing range, the left hook becomes extremely dangerous. But if Gane keeps the fight long with kicks and movement, he could frustrate Pereira for sure. Now, for Pereira's path to victory, the strategy is clear. He needs to cut off the cage. He can't chase Gane and keep chasing Gane. He's just going to keep running throughout the fight. He needs to slowly trap him against the fence, attack the legs of Gane non-stop, heavy leg kicks, and that will slow Gane's movement. And he needs to land a left hook, man. There's no winning this fight without landing that left hook. Eventually, Gane may get caught during an exchange, and if Pereira lands clean, the fight ends instantly. But for Gane, the path to victory is much more tactical. He has to use the movement. He needs constant lateral movement. Standing still against Pereira is extremely dangerous. He needs to stay long, use jabs, front kicks, body kicks, keep Pereira at distance, and he just needs to take it one round at a time. He needs to win the round. Gane doesn't need to knock Pereira out. He's not going to try to knock Pereira out. He could win a technical decision by outstriking him. So the biggest X factor here is the size and durability, in my opinion. Heavyweights can absorb much more damage. They just can. The question is, does Pereira's power carry up against a true heavyweight like Gane? Now, if it does, Gane could be in serious trouble. And he just is, right? I think his power will translate. Now, as much as he already has, that's a different question. But this really this is a close fight stylistically, in my opinion, man. Early on, Gane could probably have success with movement and kicks, but Pereira's pressure and leg kicks could slowly close the distance. Eventually, Pereira traps him along the fence. And when it happens, I think that left hook will connect, man. The left hook will be a real problem. I'm probably going to be going back and forth with this one because, again, Cyril Gane's movement is a lot, man. But Pereira has good cardio and he's a very experienced kickboxer. Cyril Gane can try his best to keep evading, but eventually I think that left hook is going to land clean. And I think it will be maybe like a round 3. So I think I'm going to go with Pereira for now. Probably going to change it because this is a very close. Now, this fight is close in paper, but the outcome will absolutely not be close. If Pereira wins, it's gonna be like a clean left hook knockout. Anybody who picked Gane will be like, I can't believe I did that. But if Gane wins, it's gonna be like a dominant one-sided decision. So the outcome is not gonna be close.